He is ranked number 85 out of the 387 athletes. He got the one and only submission against a man from New Wave Jiu Jitsu, Henzo, and he wasn't submitted the whole season 7 until he ran into this guy. It is, well, you guys should know because you guys were here in the beginning of the broadcast. Kris Olivo!
What's up, Alex? How are you doing?
I'm doing so well, and I'm so happy to see you in like freaking fashionista as always. I saw it in one of your other interviews. You mentioned like the question of who am I and like having to revisit it every 5 years because you were in the military before, had the short haircut, maybe a different style. And now what era are you in your life?
Oh, I'm in my era. That's really what it comes down to. I've always sought to kind of explore myself as an individual and kind of express myself in the ways that I felt like I could at the time. And so that was one of the reasons, like my driving motivation to leave the military was that I felt too constrained. You know, and I'm kind of a wild animal at heart. So, you know, this is just who I am today. You guys will see more of me this whole season, though.
I'm so excited because we only got to see so much of you in season 7. So what was it like for you kind of watching from the sidelines a little bit and then finally getting your chance to get out there and do what you do?
It was good. To be honest, I didn't expect it. One, that wasn't my weight class. I was fighting people that were 50 pounds heavier than me. Some of the guys on the roster were 230 after the weigh-ins the day later. I walk around at 180, and so it's going to be very interesting and very fun to me to finally be one of the stronger people this season. And so I'm going down in weight, so these guys should be really worried about me.
Yeah, so how is that process going to go for you? Are you used to cutting that much weight?
No, it's going well. So anytime, like I try to do things the right way. Right? I try to be smart about whatever endeavor I'm taking on. And so I lean very heavily on people that know what they're doing. And so I realized, okay, well, I've never cut this much weight before. So let me go and find some people who have. So I talked to my friends that are in the UFC. I spoke to different nutritionists, and then I really got a good team behind me to help me make this weight. And so not only am I going down in weight, I'm feeling literally amazing. My rolls are going really well. I feel strong, fast, and I haven't missed a beat at all. So
I love it. And you're going to get to compete in your hometown ground, not travel, not have to deal with any of that. How cool is it that you're going to be an option for Robert Drysdale to pick when it comes to draft day, considering you went from white belt to black belt under him. And you literally seeked out his gym. Like, I think that's the coolest story because you saw that Marcelo Garcia got tapped and it was him.
So at the time I was in the military in Georgia and I had only been training for about 3 months. And I used to watch a lot of Marcelo videos and I saw him get submitted and I was like, oh, who's that guy that submitted? And I've never seen him get submitted before. And then I looked him up and then I checked out to see if he had a gym anywhere. And I saw that he had one in Vegas. I had never been here before. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I could train there one day. A month later, I got orders to Vegas. And so I already knew where I was going to train. I've been with Rob from white to black, as you mentioned, something I'm very proud of. And I feel like people are going to get to see some of that Zenith Jiu Jitsu this whole season. So I'm excited. I anticipate I'll end up on his team, but we'll see because, you know, some of the other coaches know who I am as well. And I have personal relationships with them as well. So I feel like there's going to be a little bit of fighting there, but, you know, wherever I end up is going to be a winning team. So that's kind of how I feel going into this.
And when we think back to PGF season 7, you had an awesome submission against Sebastian Attard.
Yeah.
What were your initial reactions when you got that submission?
Man, I mean, people were telling me that no one could submit the guy, you know, and I'm a big believer that everybody bleeds. And so I don't really get intimidated by anybody or what people say about them. I just go out there and, you know, to fight. And so when I got the sub, I knew once I got on that foot that eventually I was going to find my way there. I'm very good on those kind of submissions. I have a very high finish rate. And, you know, once I got that sub, I was like, okay, finally, we got something going. We got some momentum going. And so it took me a little bit to kind of get used to the format because I wasn't really planning on being there. I was an alternate. But this time I'm coming in prepared, you know, and I'm hungry. So, yeah.
Yeah, you are locked in, ready to go. The draft is going to be June 25th. And everything is really just like coming to fruition for you because you also just recently opened up a gym here in Vegas. It's an affiliate of Zenith Jiu Jitsu called Potential Jiu Jitsu.
Correct.
So how is that whole balancing being a competitor now and a new gym owner?
So I still get in my own training, which is important to me as a competitor. It's very rewarding to teach because with jiu-jitsu, you're not just teaching jiu-jitsu, you're teaching people life skills. You're helping them become a better version of themselves. Our ethos at our gym is come as you are, leave as more. It's written on the walls in huge letters. And I feel like that's one of the best things about jiu-jitsu is it shows you what you can be. And it's been a very rewarding process. It's pretty tiring. I teach 3 times a day. I'm going to teach later today. But I love my students. I love living this lifestyle, and I feel very, very grateful to be able to do this professionally.
And I feel like your story is such a emblem of manifestation because I think one of the things that you did was when they gave you a dream sheet at the military, you just put Las Vegas, Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Las Vegas as the 5 options of where you would want to end up. And you literally just wrote in your reality.
Yeah, I literally just put Las Vegas as every single option. And one, I wasn't even supposed to get a new job. People didn't even want to sign my package at the time. You have to get it approved. No one wanted to sign it. They're like, you're not going to get it. Our field is critically manned, which means that they don't really let people go. I was like, just sign it anyway, humor me. And then when I filled out that dream sheet, which is part of the application process, I was kind of like humoring my own self. I was like, yeah, I've never been to Vegas. I've always wanted to go there. I know that guy has a gym there, so that'd be cool. And I found out, about a month later that I was going to Vegas and I got the job. So sometimes you just got to kind of block out the noise and just keep your eyes focused on whatever it is that you want and protect your dreams, in order for them to become a reality.
And what is it like for you going from thinking about the rough days with those jobs, with the bosses that aren't giving you what you want or the promotion that you're working for? And now you not only are owning your own gym, but you're also able to compete for real money.
Yeah, that's exciting because I've traditionally paid to compete, in jiu-jitsu. And I've seen the growth over the years, over the last 10 years of the sport growing and people starting to get paid. I'm a big believer that athletes, if they're driving value and driving attention, they deserve to be rewarded, right? There should be a return to them for the investment that they're making in your promotion. And so I'm very excited to be able to go in and not pay to compete, but to walk out with a lot of money. I anticipate I'm going to make a good amount of money this season. I heard Brandon talking about the bonuses. Some of these guys are going to get highlight reeled by me, no way around it. And so I'm going in there to collect as much as I possibly can.
I think it's going to be so big for all these fighters to start thinking about if they do get a sub, what is the celebration going to be? If they do something cool, can they give like a little bit of antics during the match? I think without getting too silly and without risking too much, I think that'll be a way to really make things entertaining. When you think of like the Cam Hurd style of him just nonstop wrestling, I think that's super entertaining. So there's just so much potential. And now we're seeing it at the 155-pound division. Some people in the group chat are saying, wow, you guys are going to be cutting so much weight, but there are going to be some other people from season 7 in this roster. So they're also cutting weight. And then we're also going to be seeing maybe not the biggest of guys. Is that dynamic kind of interesting to you that you could be, pairing up and matching up against someone of a smaller size, maybe more of a natural 155 pounder?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to me because some of the areas I got stuck in last season were literally the sheer strength and size of people body locking me from bottom. No one's going to be able to body lock me and just hold me there. That's a natural 155er. I'm going to push people into like the couches. Like people are going to get
into our pit, our human pit.
Yeah, our human pit. People are going to get thrown against the wall. So, I feel pretty strong for the weight I'm at right now. And I think strength-wise, I know some of the people on the roster. I think I'm going to be one of the strongest guys for sure.
And tell me what your initial reaction to BMAC breaking the news, even though I think you already knew, Andy Varela, Renato Canuto, Mika, and then also Robert Drysdale.
Yeah, my coach. It's exciting because one, Renato and Andy are both I have personal relationships with them. I train with Renato a couple times a week. I get to train with Andy every so often as well. I have nothing but respect and love for both of them. Obviously, I love my coach. I've been with him for such a long time, but there's a lot of history here, because Renato came from Zenith as well. And then, Andy trained with Renato for a while as well. So it's kind of like all these interpersonal relationships that are going to build up and manifest over the season. And so me knowing all the history and background and these guys knowing me, I think is going to create an interesting dynamic. Now, on the downside, since they know me, they will be able to effectively coach against me. But, just because they tell you how to get out of something doesn't mean you're going to be able to. So that's kind of the way I think. The only one I'm not too that I don't know too much about. I know Mika, like I've heard of him, and I know who he is, but I don't have a personal relationship with him. So it'd be crazy ironic if I ended up on his team, but we'll see what happens.
I definitely think my favorite aspect of PGF is who they bring in for the coaching, because the way they're able to rub off on everyone is so intriguing. And we just had Heather Gracie in the back. She's a co-owner of the PGF. Once Upon a Coconut is also fueling PGF every time we're there. What was your favorite flavor of Once Upon a Coconut? It's so addicting.
The chocolate one. The chocolate one is
so good.
Kind of a game changer. I gave up Yoo-Hoo a long time ago. And like the first time I had that, I was like, wow, I got like a dopamine hit off of it. I buy a couple cans every time I go to the grocery store, and I just kind of keep them. And I'm looking forward to post weight cut being able to drink like 4 of them in one sitting.
Yes. And you can get them all at Whole Foods or Sprouts.
Yes. And I'm a big fan of coconut water in general. I'm Puerto Rican, and so I grew up drinking it. So I'm excited to spit in someone's face.
I was actually, that's so funny that you bring up the spitting in someone's face. I was actually curious what your ethnicity was. So were you born and raised in New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm from Jersey originally. Both of my parents are Puerto Rican. My dad was born in Puerto Rico. My mom lived there for years. And so I'm 100% Puerto Rican, but I'm from the inner city in Jersey. I'm from Patterson specifically.
Okay.
Which is kind of like near Newark, New York area.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I'm from Virginia. Come say hi in the group chat real quick. Heather Gracie in the building. Yeah, we live. Yeah. This is where the camera's at.
I'm just going to be a second because I'm late.
For a second.
Okay.
Let all the people know about what's going on.
You smell amazing. You smell like a billionaire.
Once Upon a Coconut.
How do I look?
You looking good, girl. She's getting ready for the gym. She's like
Strength Culture Las Vegas. Strength Culture Las. He goes there too.
Yeah,
wait, you go there too?
Yeah.
I was there for a little bit. Oh my gosh.
I've been going there with my strength and conditioning coach, Big and Albert.
So now he's set because he just opened up a gym in a Jiu Jitsu gym, and it has a sauna and
cold plunge.
Oh, that's lovely. I would like to try that.
Yeah.
I know you're going to go now. You go everywhere. You try to get a sauna everywhere you go. Yeah.
It off that for sure. But how excited are you for the draft, June 25th?
I am super excited. I can't wait to see all the personalities, the joy, the arrogance, all the ignorance. I want it all. I love his gold nail. Look at that.
Yeah.
Show the camera. What did he say?
That's you.
Oh, okay. Don't point those at me.
Yeah, no, because that's for the people I saw.
I'll toss you right over this balcony, boy. I'm just kidding. Anyways, guys, hi, Grace here. So I'm actually late for the gym. My Ivan is going to kick my ass, but Alexandra, I'm going to let you take it away.
So good to see you. I love Ivan too. And she is the woman who is able to get all of our board of advisors. We had Hoist Gracie out here last season, Carlos Machado, Jean-Jacques, Eddie Bravo, Roger's there. He won't be here for this season as a coach, but
we might have another appearance from Hoist, guys, and Henzo. We were thinking, can you hear me? Check. We might have another appearance from Hoist, and there might be an appearance from Henzo from multiple shows. So we look forward to that, and I'm just very excited to get this thing going. It's great, and it's fun, and everybody's become like family, especially you are smelling like a billionaire. So Alexandra is our social butterfly, okay? But I am actually extremely late, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. Okay.
Thank her for all the Once Upon a Coconuts.
Yes, Once Upon a Coconut. OnceUponACoconut.com, actually.
Love it. Bye. So yeah, we were just talking about how your new gym, you were the only jiu-jitsu gym in Las Vegas that has a sauna. Why was that such a big part for you?
I feel like recovery is very neglected in our sport. And so when I was designing the gym, I really wanted to build what I had really wanted out of a gym for a long time. And I'm a big believer in using traditional saunas, releasing toxins, helps with recovery, sleep, hormone regulation. And then I've always used cold plunges. But I would have to go to different places. And that was annoying. I would do cryo at one place, go lunch at another place, go to another place for the sauna. And so when I decided to build the gym, I was like, not negotiable. I have to find a spot that can have the like space in me to put it in. And so when I was shopping around for facilities, I found a place, and it already had walls built on it. And that's like the same thing. And so, yeah, just another kind of manifestation of exactly what I want to do. And then I just made it happen.
And I think it makes so much sense now that I know you have 9 siblings, 7 of them are sisters. The reason why this makes sense to me is because sometimes there's stupid things that happen in the jiu-jitsu community. And then people will post about them and they'll kind of expose themselves online as not being a good person. And sometimes it's just one thing, like you don't want to get involved with stuff on the internet. But I've seen on a few different posts stand up for either women in the jiu-jitsu scene or anything that you just like get involved in. I have a lot of respect for you for it. And that's why I was like, okay, let me interview Kris because it's very rare, not super rare, but like sometimes people will notice things that go on and they don't say anything. And so when men do say something, I think they need to be valued and highlighted and be like, hey, this is like a nice thing for someone to do that's respected in the community. So when did that kind of happen for you? Have you always been like that because you had siblings growing up?
I've always been that way. Growing up, my mom always puts us young. That was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to get into martial arts at an early age, is so I could like protect my family, right? And then, at that time I was too young. We didn't have money to do that kind of stuff, and so the moment I could start training was when I was in the military and had my own money, and that's why I started. And I've always been very, I've always been very forward when it comes to quality, empowerment. I don't think that how we are treated should be defined by basically who we're genetically born as, right? Like biologically born as. And so the sport definitely attracts a lot of broken individuals, I feel like, and a lot of weirdos. And so when we were building the gym, my business partner, Heather, she's also my best friend. And so we owned another business and we're 50 people that was a lot. I wanted to build a gym and I started working on the gym as well. Because to me, it's like, well, although we have different skill sets, we both in the same model, people respect. And so I wanted to show them. So we built a gym, and one of our core missions was to make sure that the training environment was accommodating to everyone, right? College, athletes. And so I've been at different gyms over the years where it can be very intimidating to women to train at. Everybody's going super hard. So, jiu-jitsu is something that we need. I think it's something that everyone needs, but the foundation of it is the idea that it's smaller and beat up something bigger, right? There's not a lot of martial arts systems like you want to end up boxing match with a guy, woman. So, I wanted to learn and be able to empower women in that way. And so we have a no toxicity rule. It's something that I talk to all of them day one, all the guys, all the girls. No toxicity in the gym. No being weird with each other. No like hurting each other. And when you're rolling with somebody of a lot smaller than you, that physicality and matching the level of physicality they have. People always say that I'm a very gentle roll when it comes for me to roll with someone smaller, like a woman or even just a smaller guy, because I don't use the amount of strength and explosion I have. I use a level that's comparable to whatever the person is. We're running ads, and surprisingly, more women are reaching out to us than men. But I'm not mad about it. At that, I want to be able to provide a place that's comfortable for women to train and people in general, and for us to all grow together. And that really comes down to like my own ethics and family values. I value my sisters. I value my mother. So
I love that. I think that is such a good energy to have here in Vegas too, because it is such a big MMA city. Yeah. So there is like a lot of like aggression and all that. And so having kind of a safe space that can also teach sick ass jujitsu is the way to go. I love it. Guys, the audio was probably cutting a little bit for a second there, but we basically were just speaking about how his new gym, Potential Jiu-Jitsu, opened just a little over a month ago.
Yeah, about a month and a half ago.
And where is it located?
It's off of Fort Apache and Tropicana. Here in Las Vegas, it's in Spring Valley, kind of Summerlin area. And so it's in the same plaza as there's an In-N-Out there. There's a Walmart across the street, Hobby Lobby. And we're in the same plaza as Juan's Flaming Fajitas, if you know where that's at.
Good post-training meal.
Oh, man. Like. Yeah, we have a bakery right next door, too.
Oh, like that's a problem.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I got massage. I got acupuncture. I got a gluten-free bakery. I've got
gluten-free bakery too.
It's the only one in town too. Apparently. What? Yeah, it's the owners.
I recently went gluten-free because of Heather Gracie, who we just saw. She cut out the gluten, and I was like, "That's what I need for my on-camera appearances." Like, if I get puffy faces, I've noticed it's tagged with the gluten.
So yeah, you can't even tell it's gluten-free. Like, it's so good. They even have the like little pão de queijos, the like Brazilian cheese breads.
Yes.
There. Oof. Yeah, I had to cut them out once I started this camp. I was like, I can't really partake anymore. But I'm gonna be in there once I post weigh-in.
Yes, it's definitely going to be worth the wait, because after a big payday, you can go eat whatever you want. I think Harps just asked, Kris, you doing any open mats or anything at all?
Yeah, every Sunday we have an open mat. It's free to the community. And so it's at 10 a.m. every Sunday. Our next one's this Sunday. I'm trying to build it up. You know, we don't have a lot of options for Sunday training. And so, yeah, outside of 10th Planet Henderson, there's not really anything good. And so I'm trying to build that. So people from different gyms come. So every Sunday, 10 a.m., unless our social media says otherwise. And then drop-ins, we do like a free 3-day class pass. And so if you want to try us out and just get into training during the week, you know, it's going to be free for the first 3 times you do it. So feel free to come through.
And one of the fans said, I wish I could train with Kris at his gym. Maybe you can one day if you stop by. What can fans expect out of you for PGF Season 8?
I'm very, very, well, first of all, thank you to whoever said that. If you're ever in Vegas and want to come train, please do. We welcome anyone. Now, what can fans expect out of me? Expect a lot of like nonstop action. I'm very high pace. I'm very explosive. I've been working my conditioning for this. It's only 6 minutes, so it's going to be nonstop action, and I'm going to be going for the kill every single second. I'm not really a points fighter. I like to finish matches, and so I'm going to try to get in and get out with a lot of these guys and clip farm, get a lot of highlights. So expect excitement.
Preseason coverage, Season 8, the draft, June 25th coming up, and then it is going to be every Wednesday for a month duration. So thank you so much, Kris. Is there anything else you want to let the fans know about?
No, I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to follow me on social media, it's at the Kris Olivo. That's KrisOlivo, or you can just look up my gym, Potential Jiu-Jitsu, and find us there. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all the support, and I'm excited to be part of a great season.
So Olivo is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, well, it comes from it's actually Italian roots.
Okay.
Yeah, it means from the olive tree.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, Italians and Spaniards kind of migrated over to Puerto Rico, you know, during like huge periods of colonization, and then basically the native Tainos got mixed in with them African slaves that they brought over, and so Puerto Ricans are kind of a combination of, you know, those kind of roots.
And is that where you got your breakdancing skills from?
Yeah, so that's actually that
we need to get B-roll of that.
Yeah, we can definitely do some. That is inherited too. You know, my family was big into that movement. Growing up in Jersey, you know, breakdancing was born in New York, and so my uncle used to breakdance. My dad used to breakdance. My older brother used to breakdance, and so like, you know, just came with growing up or something I had a lot of interest in. And so it's kind of my first obsession. And
it translates well to jiu-jitsu.
It does, yeah. I feel like that's why I picked up jiu-jitsu fairly quickly.
Yes. So you got to hang out with Boogie.
And Gio.
Boogie and Gio. Oh my gosh.
Guys are great.
Y'all be a whole squad. And we're going to end on this comment from Shyla Capina. Kris has maximum aura. We're going to end on that note, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this live chat for pre-season 8 coverage. There's going to be much more. We're going to also be dropping the full roster coming up in about 48 hours, says BMAC. So while you guys take in the fact that we have 4 legendary coaches, let us know in some of our Instagram posts which coach you are most excited for. And we'll see you soon. June 25th is going to be right around the corner, and we're going to be doing live chat next week. So next time, I'm Alex Wendling. That's Kris Olivo, and we will see you on June 25th.
See you guys.